For more on this amazing, miraculous timing, let's welcome in former FDA Associate Commissioner Peter Pitts back with us. Great to see you. I'm wondering what you make of this. This really is amazing, the timing of all of this.
Well, the timing is propitious. It's time for us to follow the science. And you can't just follow the science when it's convenient and supports what you believe. The science has said that infections are down, hospitals are not overcrowded, and it's trending even further down. Unfortunately, deaths are down as well, which is really incredibly important. It's time to take our masks off. You know, the problem is a lot of people don't want to take their masks off. They've been scared into keeping their masks on, and they feel if they take them off, they're going to turn purple and get COVID and be hospitalized, and bad things will happen. But the good news is that when both sides support the same proposition, we can actually move forward together as a nation. So I'm optimistic here.
So quick follow-up, do you think it's permanent?
Well,
or November 9th after the election next year?
It's the right
are we wearing masks
It's the right thing to do right now because that's what the data says. And you can't ask people to put their masks back on in 8 months if you don't allow them to take them off now. You got to follow the science and follow what science says.
You talked about how some people are scared. Some people want to wear a mask because that's their choice. But do you think people who are wearing masks and they see people not wearing masks are going to start to get edgy and upset? Like, do you see this divide continuing with masks versus no masks?
Oh, I think this is a great time for psychoanalysis. I think that there is real creeping chicken littleism among a large part of the population that says, I'm not going to take it off, I'm comfortable with it on, and that's fine. If you want to leave your mask on, feel free to do so. It's not bad to have a mask on, but you shouldn't look at people who've taken their masks off as a danger to you or to the public in general, because that's not what the science says.
Do you think people have the majority of the country? I know just with my friends and family, there are still some that are, nervous about COVID-19, but just to me and my little family, COVID is now, we've moved on. My kids are not wearing masks in schools, and I know some kids still are in their schools, and we have to sort of explain how that's okay. That's their choice. But is that the next frontier that we're going to deal with? Is some people that insists on wearing masks and the divide that could create?
Joe Biden said early in his presidency, science is back. But science can't just be back when you agree with it. Those people that look at the new guidance and say, I'm not ready for that, that's their own personal decision. They have to acknowledge that that is not what the science says.
New York is ending its mask mandate for schools. It's lifting that, but they're also getting rid of the proof of vaccination for indoor settings in New York, which I think a lot of people are happy about. Do you think that's the right choice?
Again, I think businesses can do as they see fit. Showing proof of vaccination has always been problematic in my mind. How much of it is real? What happens if you forget your card or your phone and you say, well, I left it at home? Let me tell you what's happening. You're not being asked to leave the restaurant. So I think what we're doing now is recognizing reality here.
It's just so bogus, though, for all of these people, and we've had them on the show. People that maybe got a second shot because they were going to lose their jobs. Literally, we're talking about police officers, firefighters, nurses, doctors, people that a year and a half ago we were all applauding because they were frontline workers, and they got that second shot. Maybe they were apprehensive about it. They were young, healthy. Maybe they had COVID before. They had this thing called natural immunity. They were guilted and forced into getting a second shot, and now, no, it's okay. You don't even need to show proof of vaccine anymore. Go out and do whatever you want. Well, it's an insult to a lot of people. That's a problem.
It is, and it's complicated. Let me tell you, when your house is burning down, you're not asking the firemen to show you their vaccine card.
Right.
I think
I'm not asking a fireman to show me their vaccine card at any instance.
So I think we need to go back, and the people that lost their jobs because of not following various mandates should probably be rehired, considering where we are now. This is not about retribution. This is just about doing the right thing.
That's interesting. You think people that lost their jobs unnecessarily should be rehired?
I think they were fired for certain reasons. Those reasons no longer exist. It isn't a question of you weren't a good employee, you're fired. It was a question of you weren't following the mandate at the time, and I understand that, but those times are over. We need to have like a national reconciliation on people's views on COVID.
Agreed.
And make sure people can get their jobs done, especially those in public service.
Quickly, because the schools are taking off their masks, do you think that schools could potentially push for vaccine mandates for kids?
I don't think so. I think that kids are at low risk to be very ill. They are, unfortunately, little human incubators. It's better for kids to get vaccinated. It's better for everybody to get vaccinated, in my opinion. But I don't think that schools are going to push for vaccine mandates. I simply don't think it would hold water with parents. And it doesn't keep teachers and adult staffs in schools any safer.
We'll end where we began, Peter. So political. So political, if you ask me. The president's got a State of the Union, and everyone's going to be unmasked, and all these blue states amazingly, suddenly have done away with mask mandates.
Well, I think I'll be curious to see who's wearing a mask during the State of the Union and ask them why they are wearing a mask.
I think there'll be a political divide with that, but nobody has to, which is pretty amazing. That's where we are right now. Peter Pitts, good to see you again. Come back and see you soon. We appreciate it.
Pleasure, will do.
All right, we've got